It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Broncos and the Silver and Black. And it's all up next.
Opened in 2020 and immediately one of the main attractions here on the Las Vegas Strip. Welcome everyone to Allegiant Stadium. Hi there everybody, thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Heward. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place, they always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
To kick off, here's Will Lutz. And we're off and running in Las Vegas. Tyreek McAllister now to return. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So out head the Raiders for their first possession. They're led out by someone amidst their second act as an NFL QB. He was a second-rounder back in 2013, Geno Smith.
When Geno Smith won Comeback Player of the Year, it was really hard to find another comp. You know, the NFL, we love to always compare and contrast guys from different eras or project them moving forward. But there just were not many stories like Geno Smith, who just waited and persevered a decade in the NFL before he flourished. But what came to life finally was just the arm strength, the accuracy, the playmaking ability that was there at West Virginia, and it just took some time and maybe a little love from Pete Carroll at that time to really elevate his confidence and elevate his game.
Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. From the gun, Smith. That's taken in nicely by Brock Bowers. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
Smith on first down. Escapes the pocket. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
1st and 10 from the 41. Here's Smith. He gets this to Michael Mayer. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
As quarterback, when you have an out route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
2nd and 4. He gets this one to Myers. And they take him down right along the 30. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, with out routes or in routes just like that.
And this will be a Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Daniel Carlson on for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. So we'll see the Broncos offense now for the first time. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix entered this league as a grown-up. 61 college starts will do that for you. A ton of college experience. And Bo Nix is a facilitator. When he is at his best, that ball is in and out of his hands in an absolute hurry. If he were a point guard on a basketball team, he'd want to go up and down the court and get it out of his hands as quickly as he can. He's accurate, he's tough, he's experienced, and he's poised for this challenge of the NFL.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Devin White hauls him down. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Give him 4 yards there, and they only need one more now on third down.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back them up. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. The penalty makes this a 3rd and 6. Throwing here, Nix. Hits him on the out route. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Here comes the Broncos punting unit. And he'll punt it away to end a disappointing opening drive. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And it'll be Raider football. Now for the second time this game, we get a look at the Raiders offense. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
That's taken in by Tucker. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Smith to the air now. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. And quick to the left, it's caught.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And this goes across midfield and into Broncos territory. A gain of 4 for them. That sets up 3rd and 7.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Throwing on 3rd, Smith. That's caught for the 1st. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut, 2nd down.
I've talked to running backs over the years, Kate, in the transition from the college game to the pro game. They'll tell you, there's just times in the NFL you got to run into darkness. You run into a lot of bodies. Perfect example of that on the 1st down play.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. A play fake, now Smith to throw. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
3rd and long for him here. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
So now on 4th down, the Raiders elected to send Daniel Carlson out for the field goal. From the right hash, it's a 47-yarder. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And this one is center chains. Couldn't have hit that much better.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Marvin Mims now to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Throwing the out route complete. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
It's the end of the 1st in this AFC West showdown. It's a 10-0 ball game. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. We're back, and it is Broncos football as we resume. They start with 2nd and 6. From the 28. As a man, that's Cortland Sutton. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
Kate, if you and I took a whirlwind tour and watched young quarterbacks, the hardest route to complete is this one. A lot of them could throw go routes and slants and drags and in cuts, but throwing that out route takes some time, takes some precision, and a whole bunch of trust between QB and receiver.
He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And the Broncos will have a first down.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. They send a man in motion. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Not sure if it was a missed assignment on the line, a dominant play on his part, or maybe a little bit of both, Kate, but look at those dudes down there defensively. Man, they are fired up after that stick behind the line.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Nix from the gun. Connects with his back. Jaleel McLaughlin. This is ahead for about 5. Elandon Roberts coming over for the hit.
It is so hard for these defenses. I don't envy them at all to try to monitor where these running backs are. Are they chipping? Are they delaying their route? He's such an underrated part of their overall passing game.
And it's a nickel look by the Raiders. 3rd down coming up. Shotgun snap to Nix. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a pit for it on the ground. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Play action with Nix. He's on the move. He's calling his own number again. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
The Raiders go a nickel on this 3rd down. Nix looking to throw. Chased out to... Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Will Lutz getting the call on 4th down to put 3 up here for the Broncos. It'll be a 54-yarder from the right hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead's 7.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. McAllister now to return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Out comes Las Vegas on offense. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Dre Greenlaw getting there for the stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. They give it to him again. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. He has the first over the middle. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Raiders first.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
1st and 10 from the 41. Man in motion here. 1st and 10 now. Here's Smith. Buys time, rolling right. Now he takes it. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
So it's the 2-minute warning here from Allegiant. The Raiders pushing for a bigger lead before halftime. 2nd and 3 now. Shotgun snap to Smith. Complete here to Bowers. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I think the defense is still turned around looking for where the ball is, because that QB and tight ends, they got that ball out in a hurry.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. 1st down, Smith to throw. Got a man, Bowers has it. And they bring him down around the 34. Second and 3 now. Out of the gun, here's Smith. This ball's cut by Bowers. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have, and he forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. And again, it's Smith. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Talanoa Hufanga makes the play. And the Broncos take over after forcing the first turnover of this ball game. Inside the red zone, they could feel how tight they were to the goal line. And then bam, Brock, they're off the field after a clutch interception.
I tell you what, football is the ultimate team game, but this is a situation where an individual picks up all 10 of his guys out there on the field. Somebody else is going to pick up the tab at dinner tonight for him.
The Broncos get the football. Not a lot of time left in the half. They don't have much time left, but facing a small deficit, they could try to get this into field goal range. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Nix. This is hauled in by Ingram. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. That finds Vele complete. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Nix. Hitting Ingram on a slant. And they get this down to the 28. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. All right, set now, 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Nix bails out of the pocket quick. He's going to keep it this time. Now the Broncos take their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. From the red zone now. And he gets in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Will Lutz now on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Broncos tie things 10-10. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Down to 12 seconds before halftime as they come to the line. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And he gets a few on the plunge forward. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Second down now, 7 to go. Back to throw it. And they don't connect there, so only 6 seconds remaining. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. He'll throw it. He lofts it deep, right sideline. And they really went for it on third down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing fourth down. We've hit halftime, all tied up thanks to that late touchdown. Now we're on to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman ready to bring us the EA Sports halftime reports. All yours, Coach. Take it away.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And welcome in everyone to our EA Sports halftime reports. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. On the return, here's Mims. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Denver offense now with the football first to begin quarter number 3. And they could take control of the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. He's got to gain a 6 there. Eric Stokes getting there for the stop. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Back-to-back carries here. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Third down, 1 yard to go. Here's Nix to throw. Complete. It's Ingram. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Well, they got him down before he could do any more damage in terms of yards. And that's no easy job, mind you, tackling a big tight end. But the main damage had already been done. He kept this drive going by getting beyond the line of game.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Nix with it on first. He's got the hook up to Ingram. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
The smartest pass catchers I've ever been around, they know how to set up an outcut beautifully. They recognize when they have leverage, how to sell the deep route, and then boom, they just break it out as if it's nothing.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. The running back gets it on the draw. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Nix off the play action. He rolls to his right. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't, they call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Cut by Sutton. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Throwing here, Nix. Brought in by Vele. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
Kid, I was on the field with a young high school quarterback just last week, and I told him one of the greatest attributes a quarterback can have is courage. And it takes courage to sit in that pocket that long, let a play develop, and let that receiver work all the way from one side of the field to the other to give him a chance to make a play.
Now running for the first time with Andrick Estime. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
And it's a nickel look by the Raiders. Third down coming up. Shotgun snap to Nix. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. Time for the Raiders offense to hit the field. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Smith. Escapes the pocket. He'll try and run this. It's out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
Here's a give up the middle. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Alex Singleton makes the tackle. No gain on the play, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. From the gun, Smith. Finds the in route complete. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or two short for the first down.
Now the Raiders readying for the punt, and they'll turn to former All-Pro A.J. Cole for the kick. And he calls for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 14-yard line. No return on that punt, and the Broncos get set to take over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. the lone back on the handoff. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
First down, and they go right back to it. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. They're a rookie out of Oklahoma there to make that play.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
He's on the move. He's going to tuck it and run. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain. We'll see what they come up with for third down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's the Broncos with the ball, trying to close out what would currently be a win. Third and 4 coming up now. Nix from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down. Man in motion, headed right. They'll run here on first down. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Hey, look, in the right situation, you catch a team off guard. Well, this could be a tremendous play for some big yards. But in the wrong situation, you get hit in the mouth right behind the line of scrimmage.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Plowing up the middle. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Raiders' side of the field. He gets a half dozen on the carry, and that's also going to bring up third and 6.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on third down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
On third down, here's Nix. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a fourth down.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
They're out now, ready to punt it. Ooh, and this is a worm burner. He didn't hit this one well. And this punt is out of bounds with no chance at a return. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 30. The Vegas offense getting set for another drive now. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. First and 10 now from the 30. Smith to the air now. He gets this one to Myers. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. They send him left out of the slot. Smith on first down. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they're going to be down close to the 35 as he goes out. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's a Vegas first down.
Sure, nice.
The challenge flag is out now. The Broncos don't think they got it right the first time. Well, we're going to see how much of a sideline maven he is, Brock. This one very close, whether he got the feet down or not.
And I'm so impressed by all these mavens because you've got to make that transition from college where 1 foot, you're good.
Yep.
But not at this level. You've got to be a ballerina. You got to get those toes both in, and the replay booth will be the judge of it.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he runs this one down across the 35 and inside the 30. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
That's what I call a rhythm starter right there. Man, offenses love execution and plays like that on first down, Kate, because now that playbook is wide open. All options on the table for 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 2. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times do you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off a first down.
First down, Smith to throw. That's taken in by Tucker. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
Well, that one was drawn up and delivered beautifully, efficiently. If it's not circled on the call sheet already, you better believe it is now.
Got that chip shot in their back pocket to tie it. A chance at the lead here first, though. 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Too far out of the back of the end zone it goes. Incomplete.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
So the incompletion on first. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
On 3rd and goal, Smith. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that sack going to cost them some yardage.
Kate, I totally get it. Could take a little more risk knowing a field goal's in the back pocket, but still, that is so disappointing offensively. Not even able to get the throw off and give yourself a chance at a touchdown.
On comes Daniel Carlson for a pretty important kick. A 27-yard look here. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And in the 4th quarter, that's going to tie the game.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. On the return, here's Mims. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Broncos and quarterback Bo Nix gearing up for their next series. And you may as well call him a constant headache that this defense has had to deal with all game long. I mean, they game plan to slow down his passing work, but it's been his rushes that have really broken the spirit of this unit. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Second and 6 coming up here. This is Estime. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Call it 4 yards, and they're set up with a manageable 3rd and 2.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Here's the give on 3rd and short. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning for them to use, Brock. Here's 1st and 10. Nix. Completed to Sutton. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Vegas. Broncos with a little more work to do to win it here. 2nd and 3 now. From the 46. They touch him down as he finds enough to pick up the 1st. Broncos have to hurry here. Clock's still running. Setting up to pass. Pass taken in by Sutton. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
You know, quarterbacks aren't always the one dishing out punishment, but when they take it and they deliver a frozen rope, when they deliver a ball right on target just like that, man, the respect factor grows 100-fold with your teammates.
Here he is to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
Complete. It's Ingram. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. Give him 8 yards on the play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
Well, things weren't about to end after the 1st hit or the 2nd. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Here's a handoff up the gut. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Second down now, 7 to go. They give inside to Estime. Driving across the 15-yard line. And finally, they catch up to him at the 11. Two timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. Right up the gut. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one. Now the Raiders using the last of their timeouts. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Second down now, 7 to go. Back to the well again. And he's brought down for a loss.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
One is good! And that, folks, is your game winner!
I know that was a kick he could make in his sleep, but with the game on the line, he delivered.
Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. One final shot here. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's going to be down by contact, so now our attention turns to the flag on the play. That's no way to end a game, right, Brock? Can't have a defensive penalty on the final play, so an untimed down coming up. This is for the ball game. And this will not be caught, so their last chance heave to the end zone ends up on the ground. This game's over. So the Broncos ride out of here with a win on the road. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Broncos are winners as we bid you farewell from Las Vegas.